Hello, welcome to Toxic Toxophilates channel. I'm your host Toxie, and today we'll be continuing our art tutorial. Now, I've already got my color palette up, and today we're going to be coloring it. And now I'm going to show you why. First, we're going to turn off these whiskers. I'm going to show you why it was very important to have a pixelated edge, and also another very important thing, make sure there are no holes. Take your magic wand, select here, and click that. And everything is selected cleanly right up to the line art. The reason why this is important, let me take a circle. I'm going to turn anti-alias off. We're going to unselect, and here's a fuzzy line circle. Now we're going to take our magic select, and that bites into the circle, but also you can see these pixels on the edge. You can change how much it covers, but ultimately it's just not going to look good. But here it's all sharp. Okay, we need to it's good enough. Alright, so select your color area. Oh gosh. Alright, select your color area and then zoom in. Make sure you've got all your pixels. You can hold shift. Heck, shift is not the right button. Hold control to add more areas. Make sure you get every single pixel. Good. Now what we're going to be doing is using the gradient tool. The reason why we're using gradient instead of the paint bucket is because you can get shading. Now we're doing this with our mouse or our touchpad, yeah. And frankly, it's really hard to have good control of your cursor that way. So I found it was easier to use the gradients tool to imply shading without having to draw each shadow. Now we're going to undo that. Over here in another canvas, I already have Tox's palette up. So we're going to take that, and what we're going to do is using your right click, we'll get the secondary color, and we're going to take that secondary and we're going to make it darker. Then we got to find out, okay, that's the lighter side. You can see how it's darker here. That's our shading. You just move this point around. You see how it moves the gradient around. Move it to where you want. I seem to have misplaced the other point, but there's another point for the other side of the gradient. Oh, it's here on the nose. Each of these points are where the color is 100% and not blended. So you can move that to where you want the blending to start and stop. See how sharp that gets the closer you get? Okay. Now make a new layer. You don't even have to make a new layer. You can do this all on one layer. But layers are always better. So now we're going to do the complicated markings. This time we're going to take this, drag it all the way down. The secondary color is going to be transparent. Now take a gradient again. Tox is a rather complicated character and is not the best for this tutorial, but that's what happened. I didn't think about it until after. So you get your colors to go the way you want them to. This is going to take me a minute, because Tox is just got that kind of coloration. I use lots of layers because if you mess anything up, you can isolate it. Okay, gradient. Always make sure that you're not actively doing a gradient when you select a new color, because it will change the color. Looks like I can go over here and do it like that. Alright. I find it easy to just change your tool real quick. But I'll finish it. And bam, the ears are done. So now what we are going to do is the markings on the face. Now over here, up top here, you have some different options. I'm gonna go with the radial. And what the radial does is that makes a circle. So we're gonna take that color, go here, go with the radial, and do the eye markings. And then do the bit on the muzzle. Then we're going to take our eraser and do some fine tuning. It's easier with a larger one. And there we have that. One more, because they need their nose colored. Still using the radial. And then erase. Make sure your anti-alias is still on. Apparently did not. And then you can unselect. And that'll help you see any details you missed when you were cleaning up. Now, grab that. Make sure you select the line art layer, unlike what I did. And then we are going to use the radial again. First I'm going to put a flat color in. Swap tools so that it sets. Grab my gradient. And then start going. Now this isn't a perfect circle, which means you're just not going to have a perfect shape. Now, a way you can go around that is by putting it on a different layer, merging it all together. Let me do an example, because there's a lot of ways you can fine-tune this stuff. Hold on, let me unselect that. So you go here, different tool, different color, go here, okay, different tool, and then see how that's perfect circle, this isn't? What you do is you take this and you grab that, and then you click this button here, and you can squish it into the shape you need. I'm not doing that for speed's sake. That's cool. But that's a way you can handle weird shapes. The good thing with the radial is you start at the center and then it pulls out, which is pretty handy. So a lot of circle tools don't do that. And then I gotta do this for the other cheek. And what I'm going to do is cheat. And by cheating, I've already got all this selected, so I'm going to copy it. It's all in one layer. I'm going to go down here, make a new layer, and paste it. And I'm going to use this, it's already selected, so I'm going to use this tool, drag it over here to the other cheek, and then just fit it right in. Simple as that. Looking good so far. So let's get these teeth done real quick. Paint bucket, white, oh gosh. White, 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 white. Good stuff. Now we're going to select the eyes, one eye at a time. Get our gradient tool. Gradient tool. Okay, dot that in. We want to paint that black. That's not black. Paint that black. And then, hold on. Gotta change my tool. Okay. Yellow. Tox has a star in their eye, and conveniently, there is a star brush. Oh, gee. Oh, I bet it's just big. Yeah, size 35, that'll do it. Okay, so that'll have to do. So again, we paint this black, and then we put a star in the middle. Now, you might have noticed that Tox has glowing eyes. How do we do that? Well, we go above the line art layer and we take our radial again. And we make sure to make our secondary transparent. And then we go like this. But wait, there's more. Go to your layer effects and find one that'll do the trick. Yeah, that's good. It's nice and glowy. Okay, so new tool. Come over here back to the purple and then select a slightly darker purple for your secondary. And then we're going to gradient these ear fluffs. Gotta grab the right layer. Boop. Good. Oh, okay. Hold on. I messed up. I forgot to change this back to a linear gradient. There we go. Then we grab this ear fluff, linear gradient for the shadow, deselect, back up. So far so good. Now here comes the mane. Make that smaller so we can see. All these tool things dock. So we gotta make sure we get all the tips. Remember, you hold control. Now you can use any program to do this, as long as it's got the same tools. I haven't come across a lot of programs that have this line tool, surprisingly. So I always recommend paint.net. Alright, we got everything. So, primary again, you're going to hold shift and then click paint, and that'll paint in all of the selected pixels. And then we're going to go to our gradient again. We're going to do radial, which means we want to take the secondary, make it transparent. And then we start our painting again. My carpal tunnel hates this. Sorry if I sound tired, guys. I've been sick. Thankfully, it's not coronavirus or anything. At least I don't think so. Just normal run-of-the-mill sick. And there we have it. We've colored your picture. Now for the next step. You want to merge most of your layers. To the line art layer. Make sure you get that cheek in. Turn this off. Unless you want a background, you can make a background. Turn that off if you want transparent. Keep it on if you want a background. I'm going to show you some of the neat things paint can do as a background. Render, we can do clouds. And it draws on your secondary and primary colors. So if I was to do that, render fractals, which are pretty neat actually. Another type of, this one looks like snowflakes and it's got white on it. That's awesome. You can adjust how everything looks with the sliders. Because it's a solid background, there's not a whole lot that these effects will show off. Let me do the Mandelbrot. Okay. Adjustments, effects. We can distort it, we can crystallize it, which is always a fun effect. Distort, frosted glass. Distort. That's pretty neat. I like that enough that I'm going to keep it actually. Dilate, erode. Oh. Oh, no, we don't want that. Dilate. Alright. So this is our picture. This is our finished picture right here. I will link it in the description below so you guys can view it. You want to take your picture here, merge the layer so it's flat. This is just how you have to do it in Paint. File, save. You always want to save. Then you want to save as. And always save as a PNG, never save as a JPEG. It not only ruins the quality of your picture, but JPEGs can't do transparencies. So we're going to save that. You can see an example of how it will look. You can change the bit, which messes with the quality as well. So that's our picture there. And then hit OK. And that's it. Our picture's done. If I open this desktop, here it is. If you want to put a frame on it, you can, because the transparency here is dark. That'd look good. I used to put frames on these all the time. And the way you do a frame, oh heck. You take your shape tool here, you make it a square, turn it black. That's not black. Just draw a square. I guess that is 3 pixels. Okay, and it's got these points on it. So you just drag it, drag one corner in. By the way, you hold shift and to use your mouse wheel to scroll sideways. And then control to zoom in. And then don't hold the button to go up and down. And then now it's got a frame on it. So we'll save that. It's saving as the PNG. And now our PNG has a frame. And that's our finished picture. If you liked the tutorial, please like and subscribe. You can give me suggestions on other tutorials to do, especially for beginner artists. And I'll see you guys next time.